All right, you guys win. I can't promise how often I'm going to do these videos, but enough of you asked and were interested, so we'll do them every once in a while. Catch up video on the Honey Milk Ranch. I just have to show you what's going on over here. It's literally insane. So, let's see, where do we start? That's a sweet potato from the neighbor, and I have several of them. But also, it's got those are habaneros. I put them all in there together, and then the vine is the sweet potato. That is a mulcher. It's an 80-gallon mulcher, and that's the one that you saw on my Facebook where the raccoon was at the door and peeled the front door off. I'll show that to you in a minute. But so let's go around here. So this is my poor blueberry bush. It's not having fun. It's been that size for 2 years now. Not sure what to do. I've transplanted it a couple times. Tried to make the soil more acidic. And this, of course, is another sweet potato vine. I think those harvest in the fall. Late fall, close to winter. As soon as the vine starts to die, that's when you know that the sweet potatoes are ready. And a lovely deer must have come and had their way with all my leaves off of the vines. Literally ate the leaves right off the vines. Oh well, give back to the environment. Here's another one. Sweet potato. Those are going to be delicious. Rosemary. I think that's oregano and cilantro. These are catmint. Catmint. Everything seems to be doing pretty good. Now, where is this rat? Well, the problem lies underneath this deck, right here on this corner. Now, underneath this corner here, I had to actually pull up this deck board that runs about 12 feet that direction. I pulled that up the other day, and there was a hole right under the deck and right on this corner, and the rat was literally just going in and out underneath my house. Now, this whole area down here is all open because this is the deck, but the house is supposed to be sealed all the way around because obviously you don't want these things under your house. Under the deck's okay, but not under the house where all the utilities are, right? Anyway, there's the trail cam right there. You can see it, and this is the camera that is taking pictures of this rat. And there's the cage. As you can see inside the cage, there's pecans, and sometimes the rat will push this cage all the way out here into the yard. It's like, no, we're not doing this right now. I've got pecans, I got peanut butter, nothing seems to want it. And that's what's going on with that. So, let's take a look at some of this other stuff going on over here. Here's a beautiful clover, and that is doing really well. And all the animals come and eat the tops off of it, which is perfect because clover is good for them. So I don't have a problem with that. Let's go look at this. So here's the mulcher. Get some great soil out of this. But see this little door in front? This is where the raccoon was coming, just peeled the door off with his hands, which just made me laugh. So I put a concrete block in front of it. And that seemed to fix the problem. Okay, so you guys, I love all of your ideas. You've been trying to help me. And you're trying to show me that, oh, look at that. Uh-oh, is there a nest there? Look at this guy. That's a big old thingamabobber. Look at him. I hope there's not a nest there, because I'll have to deal with that. That's my access for my water supply. All right, so here's the fire pit. Obviously, it's the middle of summer, so this is not getting used at all. Sometimes I'll burn trash out here, but there's the fire pit. I got all my wood covered, as you can see. I got this mill plastic that goes over the top of the firewood, keeps it nice and dry until I can split it. So there's always stuff to do out here, always. Now we're gonna go under the house. Let's just go under the house, and I'll show you the water bucket trap. Now there's some images of this rat crawling around under the house. See, there I have another trap. And there I put some poison. Poison. Wait, can you see it? There it is. Poison. And another metal trap. Nothing goes in there. But maybe that means that there's none in there. Now, here's the bucket trap. Because you guys are like, hey, get a bucket trap. Yep, they have one. And believe it or not, let's check, see if there's anything in here. I have caught many a Johnny rat inside the bucket trap. Caught like 4 big rats and tons of small ones. They climb up that little thing, and then they drown, and they go in here, and it goes, it's like a trap door, and they drowned. Let me check, see if there's anything here. I hate checking too often, because if you check too often, they get the odor, the scent. Okay, there's nothing in there now. And then they won't go on it, because they know that your odor's on there, right? These things are very smart. They're like superhuman intelligence or something. So I don't know what's going on, but let's see here. There we go. Got to be careful, because where there's rats, there could be snakes. Rat snakes, which are good. All right, well, let's go check out the bounty. So, out to the garden, guys. This is one of my little favorite spots on the property. You've got these twin trees here with some cedars with it, and then this tree up here is beautiful. Anyway, let's start with the blackberries. My goodness. Now, I just harvested a bunch of these, and they're in the refrigerator. But look at, let me find a good one. This one's ready. Just about. Look at that. My goodness. And this thing is loaded. Look at all the red ones. Look at this. Whoa. See that? Freaking dive bomb me. Oh, whoa. Look at that one. I mean, that is huge. So, as these come off, I'm just trying to collect them. I don't let anything go to waste. I mean, every once in a while you get one that falls, like this one. But that one's actually a little bit sour. Not quite ready. There's a beauty. Oh, focus, Danielson. These are next year's growth. And this is Japanese beetle damage, which are pretty easy to kill if you can find them. And I have sprayed neem oil on all these, but as soon as it rains, you know, as soon as it rains, it wipes it right off. So, gotta start over. And neem oil ain't cheap. Anyway, this is the bounty. And as you can see, it's a serious bounty. Here's one of my peach trees. This one finally came to life. And I had to trim this. I figured out how to prune these. You got to count 5. Excuse me. You have to count 5 branches above the main stem. And you lop it off. And that's what I did. So this will help it grow into a shape. This one's doing pretty good. Look at All these berries. Backside of the berries. This one, not so good. Why? Gosh, this vine's long. It's next year's growth. I don't want to chop these yet. I'll train them and chop them once I pull out the fruiting cane, it's called. So the fruiting cane will die, and then I will pull those out, the fruiting cane when they die, and then they'll be left the green growth. They'll lose their leaves, and then I can wrap those into the fence, into the trellis here, and we'll get fruit next year. And that's how the cycle goes. Wow, this one's huge. Holy smokes. Whoa. See, that was I want to pull this one so you can get an idea of the magnitude. I mean, look at that. Look at the size of that piece of fruit there. It's pretty impressive. Sweet too. All right. This is a peach tree. The reason why it's in a cage is because the deer love peach leaves. This one has not developed a main stem yet, so it needs some training and work. And it's back here, it's like kind of hiding. It doesn't get a lot of sun, so it's just not growing like the other one. I know people are like, well, you can transplant it. Yeah, I could transplant it, but you run the risk of killing the tree. I'm just going to let this do what it does. Maybe it'll take off eventually. I'm not too worried about it. This peach tree, however, is the shining glory of the Honey Milk Ranch. This peach tree is doing really well. Look at the stalk on that. I mean, that thing's as big around as my arm. And I did trim this. There's a method where you kind of create like a ring around the tree. You take out the middle ones, and then that way you can come up and harvest the fruit, and it's supposed to be structurally the best setup for the tree. Hopefully these ones will go dominant. They'll get bigger, and then you'll have a nice balance. See how it's all balanced in there? And then they're supposed to come off at 45-degree angles. Whoa, see? Dang it. That's Japanese. Is that a Japanese beetle right there? No. Okay, so these Japanese beetles, they're like shiny looking. They're like a rainbow color. Anyway, let's continue. All right, tomatoes. Look at that. Tomatoes are doing well. These are all Romas, of course. Look at that bounty right there. Whoa. I don't want to mess with this too much, but that thing's loaded up. I got this all on drip, automatic timers. I want to show you guys that. Oh, there's a frog. Find him right there. Come on. Froggy. Froggy. There he is. See him? But can you see him? Right there. Froggy. Whoa. Okay. So, all the berries are on a drip hose. That orange hose goes around all the berries and the trees. Every day it gets watered 20 minutes. This area is also on a drip hose. These are jalapeno peppers. You see they're flowering. I've got some habanero down there. Those little short ones are habaneros. Got 3 or 4 or 5 of those, and then the ones up on the deck. So these are all my peppers. I got a ton of tomatoes. Look at all those tomatoes under there. Just look at them. There's just tomatoes galore. Now a couple of these tomatoes are starting to turn red, as you can see down there. Probably pull those soon. A couple in here that are starting to get red. So, I don't see any tomato worms yet. I do have some Cherokee purples. I got Romas and I think a 3rd or 4th variety. There are the Cherokee purples, but they're obviously not purple yet. But they're in there, growing. They look good so far. I don't see any disease or anything. Lots of tomatoes. Now I have pruned these in the bottom to let the light into the ground. And then I got a whole nother mess of tomatoes over here. And this is also on the drip timer. I'll show you the drip timers in a minute. All this is super cheap on Amazon. You can order this stuff. You can get it other places too, but I figure get everything I need now. My gosh, look at all these tomatoes. What am I going to do with you? Okay, so, oh, let me show you these I'm sorry, onions, green onions is what I meant to say. There's my green onions. Obviously, these aren't getting a lot of light. I trim these off, I put them in tacos. But there's green onions in there. See, next year I'll know. I planted way too many tomatoes. Ooh, that's a ladybug. Are those good or bad? They eat aphids, so those are good. That was a real ladybug. Gosh, when was the last time we saw one of those? And here are the timers. This will probably be the last thing I show you just because I am running out of battery. But these timers, you put them on. This hose goes to the small box, garden box. And then I need your guys' help. What should I do with this cedar box here? What would you do with this cedar box? It's got a lid on it and it's on wheels. But I have no use for it because animals like to use this outside. Wasps get in there and make nests. And for some reason, all the delivery people put my packages in the box. I'm like, you don't have to put them in there. But they put them in there. Peppermint that was given to me by my friends. Starting to take off under the deck here. I planted more peppermint here. That's starting to take off. Let's see here. Get rid of some of this grass. Let the peppermint grow. There it is. Grow, peppermint. Get the grass out of there. Ooh, it smells so good. I wish you could smell this right now. Oh. So that's peppermint. Okay, good. Just trying to separate the two. Okay. Good. So there we go. I water these every day. Come on, you can do it. So, peppermint. Now those will of course take off and multiply, and there's more here too. Peppermint. Oh, my hand smells so good right now. So, another timer. This one goes to two hoses. They have double and single ones. They're super cheap, you guys, 10-15 bucks. And this waters the lawn. So every day, 15 minutes on these things. These are the best sprinklers that I think I've ever gotten. That's the best right there. I think it's called a Rainbird or something. Super good. Super good idea. So I got two of those, two hoses. And then this third black hose goes to the other two garden beds on a drip. So everything's automatic, which is cool. So it's going to be a fun year, you guys. I'm going to have a lot of frozen tomatoes. So I'd love to hear your feedback on all that. If you have any ideas for the garden, and all that stuff, or anything you think I'm doing wrong, or things I'm doing right. I know that stuff there looks like there's weeds, but they're actually plantains, which all the wildlife eat. Plantains out here, there's all kinds of wild forage, things that I can actually eat if the world ended. Like there's plenty of greenery out here that can be eaten by humans in salads and things like that. So I let a lot of that stuff grow wild. But that's pretty much it, you guys. That is the update on the Honey Milk Ranch. Maybe I'll upload this to the channel tonight. for those that want to see it on the main channel.